Hello, my impatience. It is I, Andrew the Android Koloski here. I am live and I'm ready to perform for all of you. How art thou? How art thou, my impatience? So I went to a NAMI barbecue today at a park, which was, I don't know, I guess it was okay. I don't know. Maybe I feel self conscious. Maybe I feel insecure. But I feel like I'm wearing this crazy scarlet letter. I feel like my flaws are exposed for all to see. I feel like people look at me and I feel extremely self conscious, but I don't know. Maybe I present better than I think I do. Try not to be so self conscious. Try to walk around. I feel like having sat in a solitary fantasy land has also made my social skills very poor. I don't really know how to make small talk. I don't really know how to socially engage with people, especially cute women. Major of India's in the house, and he asks me, "How are you doing, Andrew?" Well, I'm doing all right. Obviously, we got Rusty. How art thou, Rusty? How art thou, my buddy? How art thou? How's your Sunday going? He says, I'm playing some WWF Royal Rumble on Sega. Yeah, I had that game for the Super Nintendo, which was a cool game. I think it had a different roster on Sega and a Super Nintendo. I think the roster were slightly different. He says, I found it at $5 at a thrift store. Yeah, it did have a slightly different roster. It was a cool game. Obviously, the Nintendo 64 games like WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy were next level. They were even better, but for what it was, those games were cool. I mean, I bet you like the youth nowadays unless they are like retro video game fans, I bet you the youth nowadays going back attempting to play that probably wouldn't appreciate those games too much, but la 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 la. La 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 la. All right, my impatience. Rusty says, get a USB Super Nintendo controller for your PC and maybe we could play against one another. Yeah, that would be fun. That'd be fun, Rusty. That'd be fun. That'd be very, very fun. Yeah, so, when I'm around cute women, I get really uncomfortable. I get really anxious. I get really self-conscious. And I don't know how to make small talk, and I stare at them like awkwardly. It's bizarre. I mean, I just freeze up with anxiety, basically. And it's really bad for a 38-year-old man to behave this way. I probably should have grown out of this in high school or college. But don't be so hard on myself. What am I going to like pass? I'm a 38-year-old, soon to be 40-year-old man. What am I going to pass notes like a little schoolboy? Like, here, I like you. I mean, it's like, Here, would you like a piece of gum? Like I'm gonna be some Rusty says, who cares about talking to women? Well, that's what men want, that's what's natural for men. It's natural for men to talk to women, you know. Men want to be in relationships with women. That's the natural progression of life. But whatever. Try not to be so hard on myself. Maybe I'll find some woman who just dominates the conversation and likes me and likes my quirkiness and weirdness, and it will just be love at first sight. Some women I'm just socially awkward at talking to, and maybe they're not meant for me. Maybe I need a woman who's just very non-judgmental and just dominates the conversation and just lives my life for me. And makes all my decisions for me. Maybe that's what I need. Somebody says, try to get on Love is Blind next season. Get on a reality TV show. Yeah, maybe the schizoaffective man-child is trying to find love. Yeah, we get a reality TV show about trying to find me a romantic partner. Somebody says, on that show, you don't see the person for the first half of it. You just talk through a wall. That's interesting. You get to know them. You get to like them for their personality rather than how they look. But I do think how somebody looks, obviously plays a role in whether or not you like them or not, Rusty says, yes, that's true. I tried chatting with women now, and I'm just like, what do I even say? What do I even do? I feel defective, damaged. I don't know. We got Miru in the house. Miru says, once the wall came down, they would dump Andrew. Well, I'm handsome enough. I think they would dump me based on my personality. But once the wall came down, they would say, oh, at least he's handsome. Rusty and Miru. Miru, Princess Miru. La 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 la. Oh. Miru asks, why am I getting chubby again? I guess I'm eating a lot. I'm still running, but you want to get into my underpants and do a fit check for you, Miru? I guess the reason I'm getting chubby again is because I'm eating. Anybody want a fit check? Anybody want me to get into my underpants? Yay, nay. Miru says, sure, why not? Okay, I'm going to be off camera here. Remember, I did have some burgers, so I might have a little bit of a belly. I don't want the wardrobe malfunction here. I don't want you to... Here we go. This is how I look in my underpants. This is how I look in my underpants. Does Miru say I look good, or does she say I look bad? She says I look like a pig. You look like a pig, Andrew. You gotta get leaner. I do exercise. You look like a pig, Andrew. You look like a cow. All right, fair enough. I mean, I don't look terrible. I'll show you my $1 billion buttocks. That's my $1 billion buttocks right there. The ladies love the $1 billion buttocks. The ladies love my buns. All right, I'm gonna put my clothes back on. Yeah, my legs and my buttocks are jacked from a lot of exercise, you know? All right. So what do you think? We got Mama from OnlyFans in the house, and she says, "Baby boy is looking good." That is the nefarious Mama, yes. I think I'm gonna give Mama the old quick release. That is the nefarious Mama. Mirror says, "Get the plunger, Andrew. Get the plunger." Mama, you're going bye-bye. Sorry. Adios. Mama has passed away. Not my mama. Mama from OnlyFans. Mirror says, "Give yourself any swirlies lately?" No, I have not. Mirror, no, I have not. Nobody really interacts with me on the spicy content platforms, so. Mirror says, "What are you waiting for? Give yourself some swirlies, Andrew." La 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 la. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. All right. So, how is your weekend going? Did you do anything fun? Mirror says she went on a yacht. Cool. That sounds like fun. Where was the yacht? Miami. She went on a yacht in Miami. Nice, nice. I went to the park, had a barbecue with some people at NAMI. What did I do yesterday? I went bowling with NAMI. What did I do Friday? I don't think I did anything Friday. And yeah, just gooping, just chilling, hanging, relaxing, you know. Just chilling, hanging, and relaxing. I mean, I guess I'm gonna peace out, hit the bricks or whatever. Anybody got any last questions or comments or little dialogues they'd like to say? Goop gooping! Goop gooping! Rusty says, do an hour. I mean, I could. I got nothing better to do, but I got nothing to say either. No. The nefarious. Oh, actually, speaking of which, you know how I went bowling yesterday? I actually got my highest score ever, 133. I got a large number of strikes and spares, and I think that's the highest bowling score I've ever gotten. So I guess it goes to show the more you practice something, the better you get at it. Because I'm practicing bowling like once every month or so, and I just keep getting better and better and better every time I do it. So now my goal is 150. I'm becoming like a bowling master. Not only did I get a high score in bowling, I think I beat everybody there. I think I had the highest score of the day. I defeated all the NAMI people. No, I think I did, Miru. I think I was the winner. I mean, it wasn't very competitive, but I think I was indeed the winner of bowling. No, I know people can bowl 300 perfect games, but they didn't at NAMI. I'm just saying I'm the winner of NAMI yesterday. I did not make that up, Miru. I swear. I swear to you. But on that note, Rusty, are you ready for some pleasure? I'm going to give you some pleasure here. I think my wash is done. It's ready for some wash. La 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 la. Come on, go into your little jingle. Go into your little song. La 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 la. Here we go. Putting the wash in the dryer. Putting the wash. It's not like an air fryer. When you put the wash. You put the wash in the dryer. La 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 la. Coming to the live stream at this time, standing 6'6" tall, weighing 273 pounds, Andrew the Android Kolaski. Wee wah, wee wah, wee wah, wee wah. You are going down. Ah! He wanted Cell Waters. He said, nope. Cell Waters, not Andrew the Android Kolaski. Damn it! I messed up. That was an accident. Sorry, I didn't introduce myself as Cell Waters. He gave me a 6 out of 10 for that. A 6 out of 10. Damn it. Rusty says, check Discord. All right. A 0 out of 10. Not only did he give me a 0 out of 10. Ooh, harsh score. Let's check Discord here. La 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 la. What did Rusty send me in Discord? Oh, some guy who bowled a perfect game on September 11th, 2001. That's a bad day, but it's a good accomplishment on a bad day. Bowling a perfect bowl. I mean, imagine having your birthday or bowling a perfect game on September 11th, 2001. A bad day because of what happened, but a good day because you bowled a perfect game. Probably the best day of that guy's life. Yeah, maybe. Most people would say September 11th is a really bad day, but for that guy, it was a good day. Hopefully he dedicated it to America. Yes. Hopefully he dedicated it to the US of A. Yes, yes, yes. You want me to set up the DSLR and do some performances or not really? Rusty says no. He asks me, what are your top 10 favorite candies? Okay, that's a good question. I like Starburst. I like Kit Kats. I like Linder Truffles. What else do I like? I like Reese's. These Reese's, with the peanut butter and you bite into it. Those are pretty good. What else do I like? I guess Mentos. Mentos is an interesting candy. It's a mint. Mentos is pretty good. I like sour Skittles. Sour Skittles are good. They're a little sour though. What else do I like? Did I say Kit Kats? I think I said Kit Kats. Nestle's Crunch. I like Nestle's Crunch. Nestle's Crunch is pretty good. I like chocolate bars. Some of my favorites are Cadbury. I like the Cadbury chocolate bars, sometimes with the caramel. The Dove chocolates with the caramel are good. Somebody says, go get some Mentos and have them with Sprite. Yeah, I mean, that's that. I don't know what that will do, but it sounds like it will cause some sort of explosion. What else do I like? What other candies do I like? Butterfingers are pretty good. I like Butterfingers. Butterfingers are pretty good. Yeah, I don't know if I named 10 or not. Was that 10? How many was that? What's it called? Peanut butter M&Ms are pretty good. I like the peanut butter M&Ms or the Reese's Pieces. Those are pretty good. But you gotta do candy in moderation. They're not really healthy. I mean, it's I mean, just small. You gotta have the candy in small dribs. You gotta have the candy in small dribs. One of my favorite desserts, I like, obviously soft serve chocolate ice cream. I like fudge brownie batter chocolate ice cream. I like cheesecake. I like cheesecake. Chocolate cheesecake and regular cheesecake is pretty good. What else do I like? I like birthday cake. I mean, that's pretty good. I like birthday cake, especially from the supermarket. I usually have it for my birthday a chocolate cake with chocolate pudding filling with, chocolate whipped cream on the outside. That's pretty good. But yeah, I mean, the way we're talking here, we're going to send me into like a diabetic shock. I mean, every all of this stuff is good, but in moderation. So this is you're a chocolate kind of guy. Yeah, no, I definitely dig the chocolate. Yeah. I like the crumble cookies too, or chocolate chip cookies, or I like the chocolate chip cookies are pretty good, as well. Somebody wants me to flex after a workout. How is your right arm after a workout? My arms are doing pretty good. Does anybody want me to do my favorite fast food restaurants? I don't know. Lately, I've been getting a lot of McDonald's at like 2 in the morning. My mother asks me, "Where are you going at 2 and 3 in the morning?" Because it makes a little jingle. I'm like, "I'm going to McDonald's, Mom." She's like, "Oh, okay." I remember like when I was running back when I first started running back in 2005 and 2006. My mom thought I was walking to like a girlfriend's house, but I wasn't. I was solitarily walking around the neighborhood. Um, she followed me once to see where I was going, but I wasn't really going anywhere. I was walking aimlessly. It would actually have been better if I went to a girlfriend's house and snuck over somebody's house, but that's not what I was doing. I wish I was. Yeah, somebody says, tell her you're sneaking over some lady's house. Yeah, no, I'm getting McDonald's. I'm getting some cheeseburgers, man. I wish I were sneaking over some lady's house, but that's not what's happening. So he says, what are your top 3 foods from McDonald's? I like the number 9 meal, which is 2 cheeseburgers with a medium fry and some sweet and sour sauce. I like the chicken nuggets too. That's pretty good. I typically don't deviate from that. That's usually what I get when I go there. The 2 cheeseburger meal. I think it's called the number 9 meal. I don't order with the app. No, I just kind of go and. Somebody says the app has some crazy deals. Maybe I should get it. I'm going pretty regularly now. Yeah, interestingly enough, yesterday I went like around midnight, and there were some rowdy kids, and they were like really crazy. I thought I was going to get robbed or attacked. I mean, it was pretty bizarre. I don't know. I mean, I could try to describe to you what was going on. I mean, I don't want to sound, you know, like a racist, but they were. I mean, let's call it. I mean, frankly, they were African American, and they were like making a big scene in the drive-through, and they were, taking the, taking like the one guy runs up to the car and he takes somebody's, milkshake, and she's like, I don't know him. I'm like, oh, I just want my number 9 meal. I'm like, I was afraid somebody was. It was pretty obnoxious. I don't know if they were drunk or under the influence of drugs. I was kind of afraid somebody was gonna. I mean, I don't want to sound, but based on how rowdy and obnoxious and how they were speeding around the parking lot, I was afraid somebody was gonna pull out a firearm. And I'm like, ooh, well, we're in like Massapequa. We're not in, East New York, but yeah, I'm like, but yeah, thankfully the men were more interested in the women, and I'm like, all right, I just got my meal and I left, and I'm like, they weren't really interested in like 38-year-old men, children getting McDonald's at midnight, but it was pretty bizarre. Pretty bizarre, pretty bizarre. Yeah, I mean that's not how I choose to die. I don't choose to die by getting shot at, by getting a not like by rowdy kids while I'm getting McDonald's. I'm like, wow, I want to go out and like at least a better way than that. At least a better way than that. Like, oh, I'm getting McDonald's. Oh, I want your milkshake. And then you get shot just by like, that's not how I want to go out. That'd be a shitty way to go out. Like, after a lifetime of solitude, you get shot at McDonald's. That would suck. Somebody says, I mean, at least a heart attack after a McDonald's binge would be better. Somebody says, that would never happen. Somebody says, maybe stop going to McDonald's at 2 in the morning or at midnight. You know, you're bound to get rowdy, rambunctious hoodlums, you know. I hate to, you know, and you don't want to, you know, I mean, you got to be like the news. You can't say the race of, you know, what the hoodlums were, because some people might have a problem, even though that's literally the race they were, you know. You have to say some rambunctious hoodlums, you know, were making a scene in the drive-thru. How often do I go there? Once a week now. So he says, what race were they? They were African American, quite frankly, but you know, you got to be like the news. Some rambunctious hoodlums. So he says, why can't we call a spade a spade? Why can't we say they were, you know? Yeah, I mean, I don't know why we can't call a spade, but is the little Yorkie outside the apartment here? Let's check this out. I think I hear her. I don't know if the gate's open. No, she's by the gate. So is the food delivered? No, I think they're just letting the dogs go potty, basically. I don't know what they're doing. They're just letting the dogs tinkle. So this is, what can you prepare by yourself? I can make myself a tuna fish sandwich or a peanut butter sandwich, or I can get cold cuts from the supermarket. I could probably even, you know, grill burgers. Somebody says, have you heard about looking for an older, heavyset woman? Maybe a recovered addict. Not really. Maybe I'm setting my sights too high. Maybe I need to find a recovered addict. Maybe that's what I need to. Maybe that's my dream woman, you know? So he says, go to 7-Eleven in Harlem at 2 a.m. That's what the McDonald's drive-thru was like at Massapequa, you know, at 12 p.m. on Friday night. And it was kind of like, is somebody going to pull out a firearm here? Somebody says, I was disappointed there was no action with, you know, Swirl Girl. Yeah, I mean, she lived kind of far. You know, I mean, somebody says, maybe Andrew needs a strong African-American woman to date. Maybe he needs a strong sister. Hey, maybe I do. Maybe that's what I need. A cute African-American woman. That would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. I'm looking to date anybody, basically, at this point. Well, not anybody, but anybody within reason. No, I don't want somebody missing teeth. I don't want somebody who's overweight. I want somebody who's cute and petite and sexy. All right. Getting shot at the McDonald's drive-thru at 12 in the morning. Getting shot at the McDonald's drive-thru at 12 in the morning. I'm going to get some cheeseburgers because I'm hungry. I don't know. Yeah, I think McDonald's will appreciate that song. So he says, what exercises do you do at home? I usually walk around the neighborhood and I go to the gym. I don't do too many exercises at home. So he says, your shoulders appear to be pointy. Thank you. I got broad shoulders. I don't work them out, though. If I did, they would get even broader, I guess. All right, guys. Any last questions here, or should I hit the dusty trail? Should I hit the bricks? Yeah, it's just genetics. My shoulders are just naturally this broad. I don't work them out. Somebody says, your shoulders are impressive. Somebody says, I missed the sit-ups with the towel. Yeah, maybe I'll go back to that. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace out. I'm going to hit the old dusty trail here. Somebody says, peace. Rusty says, peace in. Do an hour, Andrew. Do an hour. I guess. I go to the gym every day, literally every single day. And I run for 20 minutes and I walk for 40 minutes. Yeah, it's what keeps me fit. It's what keeps me fit. So he says you should lift some weights too. All right. Adios, my impatiens. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I've run out of things to talk about. We've reached the end here. I know Rusty wants me to go for another 20 minutes, but there's nothing else to say really, unless you got some good dialogue. A song to finish? I could do getting shot. I could try to improv a song about getting shot at the McDonald's drive-thru. Getting shot at the McDonald's drive-thru at 12 in the morning. Getting shot at the McDonald's drive-thru at 12 in the morning. I go there seeking cheeseburgers 'cause I'm hungry. I leave my home and I go into a bad neighborhood, getting shot at the McDonald's drive-thru at midnight. Some rambunctious teenagers come up to my car. They display a handgun and they demand all my money. Of course, these teenagers are Caucasian, and I give them my money. I give them my food, but they shoot me anyway. These rambunctious youths getting shot at the McDonald's drive-thru at 12 in the morning. Getting shot at the McDonald's drive-thru at 12 in the morning. As I'm dying and clinging to life, they take off in a sports car, speeding away. I don't know. All right, that's about it. Somebody says, Andrew, I'm hungry now, and it's about midnight in Poland. Go to McDonald's. Go to McDonald's. All right, later, guys.